This video is on how to use quizzes within Canvas for independent work. Just because it's titled quizzes does not mean it has to be a quiz or a test. You could use it as an exit ticket, just a quick formative check, assessment check for understanding one or two problems. You can make it 20 questions. It's really just independent work for them. It's built into Canvas, so obviously it works perfect. I seem to be having a little bit of issues creating questions. It's not as user friendly as Edulastic on the question creation. So they kind of both do the same thing. So you got to figure out which one you like. If you like quizzes because it's within Canvas, or if you like Edulastic, which links very well and works well with Canvas, it's up to you. You could do both for certain different things, but quizzes is there. It's got some features they just upgraded, but I've been having issues trying to make quizzes personally, but we'll walk through how to do it. So first thing, you're on your homepage. You could go to modules and then add quiz, or you could just go to quizzes there. So when you're in modules, right, I'm on module 0. I want to add a quiz to module 0. I'm going to name this one module 0 quiz. Add item. And then from here, I get edit the quiz. So when you go and you hit edit, so you have details, you have questions. So there's specific directions here. I mean, you get the right directions for each question. So your directions here could just be answer all questions. And then submit quiz or test or assignment. Again, you have options here. Are you going to grade it? Can you make it a practice quiz? It's not graded. It could be just a survey where you grade the survey. That's what for attendance, that might be a possibility. Were you here today? Make it 0 points, or you make it 1 point. They hit yes, and then it shows up in your grade book. And so anyone that did not submit the assignment, they were absent. Because you can set when it ends and stuff. I'll show you that. But right now, we'll just do a graded quiz. Again, what category do you want it in? So if it's just a homework assignment that you're having to do in Canvas there, grades, I mean, these categories, you could go to your grade book and weight them. So it depends on what you want to do here. So you can make it a quiz. Okay, shuffle answer. So so everyone gets, it's not, oh, my answer, the first one. It's not the first, correct answer is not the first one for everybody. You can put a time limit on there. So 60 minutes, you can set a time limit. Now with IEPs and stuff, you may have to mess with that. And then when you come down to assign, you assign it to everyone who doesn't have an IEP, and then you got to come back, create another quiz, assign it to those that do have an IEP and add more time, or you can just leave it with no time limit because you can set when it's available. So if they have to take it on a Friday from the start of class to the end of class, so you could just set that in there. So it only shows up. They can't take it early. They have to take it on that day. So there's some security measures which are pretty nice. You can show one question at a time, or that you'd have it so you could scroll up and down and skip around on the questions. So again, those are your preferences. I would unclick this, let students see the correct answers. It's already easy enough to cheat on independent work where they could text each other or be on the phone working together. And so if you show them the correct answer, if one person misses it, then the other person knows what the right answer is. So I would not show students right answers unless it's a homework assignment. But if it's an actual test or an assessment of some sort, I would not show answers. You could allow multiple attempts or just one attempt. So that's the thing. So again, due date. Let's make this test due tomorrow. And I'm not gonna mess with that. But again, if you don't want to show up until the start of tomorrow, 7:30 in the morning, you could do that until the end. So you could mess around with the times, start and end times. Okay, and then before I hit save and publish, I want to go up to the questions. And this is where, I'm having a little issue. So you hit new question. And so you have different types. So multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blank, fill in multiple blanks, multiple correct answers. So select all that apply, multiple drop downs, matching, numerical answer. So like if your answer is going to be a real number that you could write as an integer or in decimal form, then you could type it in. But if it's like rad2, it won't accept that answer. So only numbers with no special symbols. Okay, formula questions, kind of cool. I don't know how it works, but it's supposed to be so like people will get the same type of question, but it will generate different values. So it creates different questions for this for the same problem for the students. So to kind of combat cheating a little bit. Essay questions, you cannot. This is the only type of question. Well, the next two are the type of questions where you would have to grade manually. So all the other ones, they will grade for you if you type in the correct answer. Essay question, you have to read and give them a grade. There's speed grader and file upload questions. That's where take a picture of your work and submit your work as your answer. You can look at it that way. So there's lots of choices. You just got to mess around and play with them. I was trying that. I was having questions with matching and multiple answers. But so if I just want like a free response question, it's essay. So I've got to be able to grade that by hand. My answer is going to be a number. Okay, I could do that. But just multiple choice is probably the easiest. Points, how many points do you want it to be? It's kind of defaulted at 1. So then you could change it up. So you could just type in a question, solve. And then we have an equation editor in here. If I want to solve x squared equals 50. And then I come down here. So my correct answer, what's my correct answer going to be? So again, I need to edit this. And so you want to hit this pencil. And now that lets me hit my equation editor again. And not every question allows you to do this with your answers. So that's why I was having issues with some of them, like matching. I couldn't type in stuff. So I want to go plus or minus 5 rad 2. If you want to give feedback, so if the person answers that question, you could say good job. Then you just type in the rest of your answers as well. So you could say, maybe you go square root of 2 rad 5, plus or minus 2 rad 5. You could type in there what mistake they made there. You could go 7. You could go 25. And so you can add more choices if you want. and then you hit update question. And so right now, there's the question. I don't know where I could preview it at. Maybe after I save and publish it, I could preview it. So if you want to add another question right now, I don't want to do that. Let's just save and publish. This is a graded quiz. It's worth 1 point. And here's where you could preview it. But let's jump over to student view. I refresh this. So now he's going to have a quizzes tab because it's the first one I made. And so you can see module 0 quiz under things to do. Take the quiz. If you answer it, submit quiz. Since that was the only question. So tells me the score, 1 out of 1. It does say correct answers are hidden because I selected that in my settings. So students can't now show this to another friend who hasn't taken the quiz yet. So just keep that in mind as you do that. You come back to the teacher view. If I go to grades, it should automatically be graded for me. And so module 0 quiz, you got 1 out of 1. So it's done. So it's that aspect of it's nice, but creating it takes a lot of time. And if the same thing happens with Edulastic and you're going to get better question choices at Edulastic, then it really just becomes a personal preference. What do you want to work with? Because they're very similar with what you can do. I might use quizzes just as like an attendance thing. Are you here? Mark that you're here and only have it available from the start of class to the end of class. So if they don't mark it in between that time, they're absent. But there's options, so you get to choose. So that is quizzes.